Well, it's a nice place you have here. It's super serene.
50 years ago, Bob Raver was an agricultural extension agent for Montgomery County farmers. He was nervous at first.
I tell you, the first couple of months I was here, I didn't think I was going to last. They scared me to death. I said, this job is too big for me.
His job was to find new ways to help the farmers be more productive, and the farmers were vocal about what they wanted.
I had a number of them get right up and tell me, it's almost as soon as I got here, we don't want you to be like the other county agents sitting around in the office waiting for the phone to ring. We want you out there looking for what's going on and trying to help us. And that rung a bell with me. I followed what they said. I spent a lot of time out in the county talking with people and all, and that's where you learn and pick up needs.
The corn crop was down, and the conventional way in the past was to till the soil.
They were planting more corn and more often, and the ground was wearing out, actually, and consequently the yield was going down as well.
Tillage is the preparation of soil by digging, stirring, and overturning. This was causing problems because tilling caused erosion and loss of nutrients in the soil.
The environmental concern was getting more serious all the time, and farmers were getting blamed for all the silt and stuff that was washing into the Potomac River and the Chesapeake Bay, really getting slammed.
So Bob Raver took a trip to Virginia and learned about no-till farming.
So tell us how this practice of no-till farming got started here in Montgomery County.
This one agronomist down in Orange, Virginia at the research station had some plots down there about no-till. And so I drove down, and it was quite revealing. Actually, he had them planted right beside conventional tillage and no-till, and the corn was about hip high, something like that, and they were birthed exactly the same. That got me started. A lot of my colleagues and even some of the professors in the agronomy department and over at the university said, Bob, you be careful. You get hung out on a limb if this thing doesn't pay out, and I paid no attention to it at all.
Those are bluebird houses out there, right? Do you get a lot of bluebirds?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. There are tons of bluebirds in the area.
This was 50 years ago. This was a really long time ago. Were you surprised at how willing they were to sort of change the way they were doing things so drastically?
Not really, no. Man, I tell you, it wasn't hard to get their attention because they were ready for something. We had several demonstrations at some of the farms. I think we had 18 farmers to try it the first year.
Wow.
And boy, I tell you, you could compare the no-till with the conventional tillage, and if anything, the no-till looked better. And so that sold it. And within 4 years, 85% of all the tilled ground in Montgomery County was no-tilling. That's a pretty fast change. Vernon Snoop up here and his wife won all expenses trip to Spain and Portugal for 1 year, and to the Caribbean another year, for selling the most no-till planter units of any other franchise in the country.
What has been a great mechanism in the farming aspect of doing a no-till.
Recently, Mike Jamison and his father, Jamie.
Believe me, if it hadn't been for the encouragement of Bob Raver and a bunch of us all feeding off of one another, to where it is today.
He gave a demonstration to citizens about the process of no-till. The machine cut like a knife, causing little disturbance to the soil.
See here, you can virtually can't even tell.
Can't hardly tell.
Can't hardly tell that it was. We realized that we could save on fuel. We could save on the many trips across the field, the carbon emissions. It reduces a lot of sediment erosion, and plant our seed directly in the soil with zero tillage.
Bob Raver is retired, but he still likes to keep up on the ag news, like the price of corn. He's proud of living in a county that values the agricultural reserve.
So here in Montgomery County, we have the Ag Reserve, 93,000 acres that's preserved, won't be built up. Does Montgomery County do a good job in realizing the importance of agriculture and farming here, along with that agricultural reserve?
I tell you, Susan, I can't say enough for this county government and how they supported agriculture. And they've listened to a lot of the ideas that people had. The setting up of this ag reserve was critical to it. And we've had a good relationship all along, but we've kept them informed. And I think that's the secret.
You've really accomplished a lot in your career in Montgomery County. You have a lot of awards to show for it. There's another Montgomery County, Maryland thing right there. You were sort of a founding father, if you will, for no-till farming. How does that make you feel with this legacy?
I almost can't find the words to say it because I love the work I was doing, truly loved it.
And from this day forward, Robert Raver, the individual who pioneered this technology, will be referred to as the father of no-till agriculture.
To be rewarded and have it adopted and to take off like it did, that's payment enough. I mean, that was it. I was so happy. And then for the people to honor it and respect it and all, it's just, well, I feel like I'm the luckiest guy in the world.